my dear grade 9 learners. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am Teacher Sheila, your teacher tutor for English 9. Before we proceed with today's lesson, please be reminded of the following. Prepare your paper, pen, and your self-learning module. We will be discussing the last written by Ma'am Lani A. Onabia, teacher of Libertad National High School, entitled Judging the Validity of Evidence. So for today's lesson, we will be talking about the learning competency, judge the validity of the evidence listened to with the code EN9LC-4H-2.15. What is a good source? Now, a good and reliable source is one that provides a thorough, well-reasoned theory, argument, discussion, and etc. based on a strong evidence. Now, we have here the terms and concepts in determining the validity of the evidence. First, we have validity. When we talk about validity, it is the soundness and strength of an argument. So, it is based on a question, is this evidence any good? Now we also have the second one, which is the audience. So these are the people who have read or will read a particular text, publication, or writer, considered collectively. Now, for whom did the author intend to read or view this source? Okay, so the third one is authority. So, the person to inspire belief or the weight of testimony. So it answers the question, does this person know what he or she is talking about? When we determine that a source is good, we say that it has validity. But how can we determine if the source you're consulting is valid? So here's a couple of questions to consider. The first question is, who is the author of the source? Now, what are his or her credentials? And is he or she a recognized expert in the field? Are they representing an organization? If so, what are the organization's mission and goals? If you are unsure, try doing research on the author or the organization. So the second guide question is, how did the source get the information? Now, if the source includes references, look at a few of the references. Do they look like reliable sources of information? Does it look like the author is citing source correctly? Okay, you can use your best judgment. The third guide question is, what if the source you found doesn't have references? If a source doesn't include references, see if you can fact-check the information in other ways. So, for example, if you're looking at a news article that includes or that quotes the experts in a field, do a search of the expert's name and see what information you can find on him or her. So we also have the three different types of sources. First, we have the scholarly source. The second one is the trade source. And the third one is the popular source. Now, what is a scholarly source? Now, a scholarly source is written by an expert for other experts in the same field. It includes references to other sources and is written with the assumption that the audience already has significant background knowledge on the topic. Now, for a trade source, it is a source written by a professional in a particular industry for others in that same profession. So let's say, for example, books about medicine. So of course, those are written by medical experts and specifically written for aspiring doctors or for people in the medical field. Now, the third one is a popular source. It is written for broad consumption, and the author generally does not assume the audience will have extensive background knowledge on the topic. Okay, so those are the three different types of sources. Okay, so let's have the first activity in your learning activity sheet, which can be found on the page 2 of your LAS. Okay, activity number 1, which is entitled Listen, Think, and React. So you're going to listen to the dialogue and pay attention on how the text makes meaning. Okay, so you are going to listen to a conversation between two friends at school.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Jeff. Hey, have you been to the art room today?
No, why?
Well, Mr. Jennings hung up a notice about a big project that's going on downtown. You know, the city's been doing a lot of work to fix up Main Street, to make it look nicer. Well, they're going to create a mural.
You mean like make a painting on the entire wall of the building?
Exactly.
But where?
It's the big wall on the side of the public library, and students from this school are going to do the whole thing, create a design and paint it and everything. I wish I could be a part of it, but I'm too busy.
Cool! I'd love to help you sign the mural. Imagine everyone in town walking past that wall and seeing my artwork every day.
I thought you'd be interested. They want the mural to be about nature, so I guess all the design ideas students come up with should have a nature theme.
That makes sense. They've been planting so many trees and plants on the street and in the park.
If you're interested, you should talk with Mr. Jennings.
This could be so much fun. Maybe I'll try to visit the zoo this weekend, to see the wild animals and get some ideas, something to inspire me.
Well, maybe you should go to the art room first to get more information from Mr. Jennings.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Thanks for letting me know, Lisa. I'll go there right away.
Okay, so let's have question number 1. What are the speakers mainly discussing? Is it letter A, a new art project in the city, B, an assignment for their art class, C, an art display inside the public library, or D, a painting that the girls saw downtown? So what do you think is the correct answer for number 1? Okay, so the correct answer for number 1 is letter A. Okay, so a new art project in the city. Alright, so let's have question number 2. Why is the boy excited? Is it letter A, a famous artist is going to visit his class? B, his artwork might be seen by many people? C, his class might visit an art museum? Or D, he is getting a good grade in his art class? Okay, so the correct answer for number 2 is letter B. His artwork might be seen by many people. So now let's move on to question number 3. Why does the girl suggest that the boy go to the art room? Is it A, so that he can hand in his homework? B, so that he can sign up for a class trip? C, so that he can see a new painting? Or D, so that he can talk to the teacher? So the correct answer for number 3 is letter D, so that he can talk to the teacher. So let's have question number 4. Is the source of information reliable? Yes or no? Okay, so the answer for question number 4 is yes, the source of information is reliable. So since we are now done with our first activity, in your LAS. So let's now move on to the second activity in your LAS, which is entitled Verbalize Your Thoughts. So you're going to cite at least 2 situations that prove the relevance and worth of this quote. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, by Nelson Mandela. So the following are the situations that can prove the relevance and worth of the quote by Nelson Mandela. Now, education is the key to eliminating all problems. So if you want to grow and be successful, then you need to be educated. And the second one is education is the key to eliminating gender inequality, reducing poverty, creating a sustainable planet, preventing needless deaths and illness, and fostering peace. And in a knowledge economy, education is the new currency by which nations maintain economic competitiveness and global prosperity. Okay, so as a conclusion to our discussion, so what source type should you use in your research assignment? Okay, so the answer is, depending on your topic, any and all of these source types might be appropriate to use in valid evidence to support your argument. Scholarly sources are generally perceived as stronger evidence than trade sources, and trade sources stronger than popular sources. However, popular sources can be useful evidence as long as you can carefully consider the authority of the source's author. For example, a personal blog might be a great source of information on your research topic if the blog is run by a leading expert in the field. And that ends our discussion for today. Thank you so much for keeping up with me up to this time. So this has been your teacher tutor for English 9, Teacher Sheila, saying thank you and goodbye.